All right, let's test it to see if the starter works and see if we have spark. Oh, wow. Cindy,
Yeah?
that video is at 9,200 freaking views,
Wow.
940 subs. Holy shit! I mean, people are actually coming to watch this shit. I need to take it a little bit seriously now. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Allie, and this is the Autoali. First of all, I want to address and say thank you to all of you who have come over and seen our work on Uncle Buck here. This is a super cheap car. A friend of mine at work had it. Long story short, she was going to scrap it. We decided that wasn't going to happen. So we saved it, we brought it home, and it seems you all have really enjoyed it. It picked up on the YouTube algorithm. It's at like almost 10,000 views. There's 150 plus more of you here. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Uncle Buck is going to be the project of super cheap, on a tight budget, because you guys have seen us restore this Mustang. You've seen, my dad and I come in and we had truckload after truckload of parts. It's got new quarters, new doors, everything. So you saw us spend a lot of money on this car. And this is going to be the polar opposite. I bought this a month before Christmas. And that's going to be fun because I got to get my kids gifts. But I bought this a month before Christmas, not really thinking anything about it other than I wanted to save it. So currently, we are 60 hours into cleaning it. We're going to see if we can get it running in this episode. And we have an idea on how we're going to clean off this top. So we're going to bring my mom in to help clean the top because, in the words of Dan and Danny over at DD Speed Shop, we're going to support a senior. We'll get the top clean. We'll see if we can get it running. The rear end is locked up right now, so I have to see what's causing the rear end to not be rolling properly. And then probably in another video, we're going to address the brakes. I do also see we need to do something with this package tray because the car did have water intrusion into it. So you guys can see, we'll zoom you in here. You guys can see that this package tray is destroyed. So we'll get these out, we'll clean them up, repaint them, recover this, and we're gonna try and get this headliner out because the headliner's dropped down here. And we're gonna see what we're gonna do with it. I have an idea that we're gonna do a one-piece headliner, just custom made, because actually in the MG video, my mom actually made the entire interior in that car. So we're probably gonna pull this headliner completely out, put some sort of supports inside, and do a one-piece glue-in headliner with drops, just because I'm tall and I hit my head off the headliner even when it's in the right position. So we're probably gonna make it nicer for that. And it's also more budget-friendly. I paid $325 for this car. A headliner is $250. Carpet is $300 or $350. Every part for this car is costing more than the car. And I already screwed up and put a hole in the gas tank, so I need to buy a new gas tank already. But, mistakes are made. So let's go on. We'll get Mom out here. She can help clean this up. We'll see how much of this rust we can get off. Hopefully most of it, so this top looks better. And then we're going to address this at some point. When this car was sitting, the roof actually leaked right on top of it. And we'll put the camera up close and you can see there's a rust line going across it. and there's rust pits there. There's no real easy way to save this roof. My idea originally was I was going to sand and paint this. But I really like the fact that this has Survivor paint. So I don't really want to take away from that. I'm really thinking about doing something I've wanted to do on the last 12 cars I've had and have never done. Thinking about a rag top. Thinking about getting a rag top in white that'll match this and doing the sectioned rag top here. They'll just fold back with 2 folds and lay over. Only because it'll eliminate all the rust. I won't have to paint it, and it'll give us a moonroof. Haven't decided for sure yet. The other thing we're going to do is we're definitely going to do an exhaust on this car, because I like my cars to encapsulate who I am as a person, and that includes being loud and obnoxious. So we're probably going to do a nice dual exhaust setup on it. Aside from that, we're going to leave it mostly stock. I'm not really wanting to hop it up too much because it's a 4,500 pound car. If I want to go fast, I'll drive the Mustang. I want it to be a cruiser. All right, let's hop into it. All right, there's the Titanic carburetor. This thing is bad. So it's probably gonna have to come off completely. I mean, it looks like the accelerator pump's completely stuck, the choke is completely stuck, the throttle is completely stuck, everything is stuck. That's okay, because underneath this is an EGR plate, and 1976. I don't think we need. I don't think we're going to need a lot of this smogger stuff anymore. So I think a lot of it's going to go away. So let me get spark plug wrench, pull the spark plugs out, then maybe we'll jack it up, see if the motor will even spin. So I can see if I can, if I have to soak it or what we got to do. And then we'll start pedaling with the carburetor. Oh, that's not what I expected. Pulled out a Mighty. If it looks like it's running, I don't see a lot of rust, so we might be okay. Let's continue. Preliminary signs are good, even though the carburetor looks like crap. All the spark plugs. That's that's 5, 6, 7, and 8, front to back. That is 1, 2, 3, and 4. No rust. They are pretty well clean, which means the cylinders are pretty well clean. For tonight, I am just gonna kind of stop, because so far, I'm on a high. And I really don't want today to become a low. So tomorrow we'll see if the motor turns, but I have high hopes that it's going to. And if the motor turns, she'll run. So tomorrow we'll get something on the crank, see about rotating this thing over 360 degrees. Then we're going to see if I have a carburetor in the back. I think I have one in the back garage. Maybe we'll go back there tonight. We'll see if we have a carburetor that we can toss on it. And then from there, it's a matter of just cleaning up that intake real good before we pull the carb. Take a quick break. That part's good. I can't get to the bolt on this, so I went to the alternator, and we're going to see if I can push on the belt, maybe work this thing back and forth and see if I can get the motor to turn. Oh, yep, there it is. Motor turns a little bit. Ooh, yeah. There it is. Okay. We definitely have it turning some. I'm going to take some PB Blast. I'm going to spray it down all the holes and continue to work it so I can get a 360 rotation on this motor. But it is turning, which is a win. Alright, boys and squirrels. We got rotation. I have fought with it, and I got 360 degrees out of it. It's tight, I'll tell you that. But I got 360 degree rotation, which is awesome. And that means I know the inside of the motor is at least kind of sort of functional. So now we need to throw a battery in it. I have the original battery that came with the car. I highly doubt it's any good. Then I'm going to have to crawl underneath and start figuring out the starter. If it does, then awesome sauce. We can toss some flammables at it and see if we have spark. I'm going to assume we do because it's a low mileage car. But here again, this is that DuraSpark system that, you know, you should carry an extra computer controller. So we're going to see what happens. I'm going to piddle with this a little bit off camera. I'm going to continue soaking the cylinders even though it is rotating over. And I'll see if I can get this thing spinning over by starter. And then once we get that far, then we can see how much further we can go. But with it spinning, I know it'll run. It's just a matter of how much BS it's going to take to run. I did get that adapter just to make sure I had one. So if I can't get the 2-barrel to work, I picked up a 2 to 4 barrel because I have a couple 4 barrels, but I scrapped all my 2 barrels because I have a superpower. I can hold on to something for like 10 to 15 years, never need it. I get rid of it or scrap it, I'll need it within a month. I scrapped 4 or 5 2-barrel carburetors because they're junk. And here I am, I could use parts off one. Anyway, back to it. If I have to, I'll throw a 4-barrel on it that I have from when we drove the Mustang before I did the fuel injection. And that'll get us running if I have to. But I'm going to do some work off camera. I'm going to get this thing rotating smoothly, see if I can get the starter to work. All the stupid stuff you guys really don't want to see. All right, so in line with the budget-friendly model, I had, that's a 2-barrel, it's a 4-barrel. Technically, and I was talking to my friend Luke about this, technically, this is designed as a 4-barrel to 2-barrel adapter. So you can put a 2-barrel on a 4-barrel. That's not how we used them. But that's technically what this is designed to be. Is 2-barrel on top, 4-barrel intake. But we're going to flip it over. And we are going to make this, made it down to the intake. And I just so happen to have the old Autoali 4-barrel of the 66. Now, I have no idea what version of Autoali this is. It's got plastic choke pieces, vacuum secondaries. I don't know a lot about it, but I know we did rebuild it. And I know it's clean because it only had like maybe an hour or two running. So we're going to clean up the whole top of this intake, get this mounted on, reroute the fuel line, possibly. Now we're going to see what we can do about getting this running. First, going to have to suck all the garbage off that intake. So we got it all cleaned up under here. I got a new gasket sitting on it. We have our adapter plate. I zip tied this bolt because I didn't know if I'd be able to get them on afterward. Some maybe not. So I just zip tied them on here to be sure. And we're going to go ahead and get this adapter put on with the Allen bolts. Get that bolted in place, then we'll see about getting the carburetor in place. That way we're one step closer to possibly starting it. Then I got to pull out the starter and see if that newer one over there will actually bolt in place. I think it will, but I can find nothing online that says whether that should fit or not. I think it will. Let's get this intake on, or this. Let's get this carburetor on.
This is holding very well. If you were ever wondering why we put 7 winches on this and 2 of them were on the side, okay, we can put it a little over manually and then reassess the rigging.
Got the goods. We did that backwards. We said pizza first, but we got this first. Now do a pizza, and we are doing super good on our time.
These cars are so freaking long. But got her jacked up. We're gonna go underneath. I don't know how bad it looks under here yet. I'm gonna look and see about that starter. It's gonna be too dang dark, so we'll discuss this after I get it out. I got this tank out of the car. It weighs about 1.5 tons. Oh, Jesus. And it definitely is not happy. So, we're going to see how similar this is to the other. I know the one bolt threads in the different way. So, if that's the only thing that's different is the bolt thread, I'll buy a bolt and we will do a nut and bolt instead of this. Alright. Alright, let's start checking and measuring and seeing what we can find. Well, sad face. It's not going to work. On this one, see how it's favored to the bottom side? This one is right in the middle. So, I am going to see about popping off this and this and seeing what we're getting into on the inside of this. Maybe I can get a rebuild kit and just rebuild this thing, because the new one is $170. Other option is going tomorrow to the junkyard, finding a 460 truck. Maybe that starter's different. I guess we'll see. Starter is dead shorted. You see we got hooked up. Got battery voltage. Got nothing. So I can't hurt it. So I'm going to see about tearing it apart. I'll bring you back when it's torn apart. All right, so we're going on a road trip. Put this on trickle charge. So this starter is effed. Pull it apart. Anybody that doesn't know how a starter works, this is your return. This is your Bendix that goes in and out when you engage it, and it swings back. Starter looks like it shouldn't be too bad, but it is crusty. And one of these is dead shorted to the case. I don't know which one. I don't feel like ohming it out. That looks pretty crusty. But as some of you know, my friends up at Fire and Gasoline have a 75, 76 Mercury Marquis. Same basic car. It's a 460 car, but I think the starter will work. And they have it. So even if I have to use it for parts to put mine together, it just needs to be enough to start the car a few times. If I have to buy a new starter later, so be it. All right, let's test it to see if the starter works. And see if we have spark. Wow. Oh. So I guess there was fuel in the fuel line. Hey, we got spark. Now we can throw the plugs back in it, air off all this fire extinguisher stuff, and see about getting it running. Well, now that we've caught the car on fire, we know we got spark. Thankfully, it didn't burn anything too bad. Seems to be a trend with me right now. A little worse for wear, but I think if I actually ran that hose to there and got the fuel hose off here and running to an outside canister, we'll probably have a running car here. So I'm going to send Cindy to get some fuel hose. I'm going to send her to get some fuel hose, a couple feet. And I'm going to see about, let's see about getting these plugs back in, seeing about getting this thing running. It's going to run. It's going to have to. It's got spark. Try it. It's a runner.
Are we on? Or? Yeah.
All right. What I'm trying to do is fill up the vent. All right. Well, try it. It's a runner. Try it again. It's alive. A lot of stuff came out of the exhaust, but it's alive. It actually don't sound bad. It's going to sound a lot louder, but it doesn't sound bad. And it's clearing out. It goes through a lot of gas though. A lot of gas. See that code? If I remember correctly, this battery would be from like 14. So this battery's 9 years old. It was flat dead. And here we are with it starting and running this car. All right, so we got our supportive senior moment. My mom has come out to help enjoy the fun.
That's a low blow.
No, it's not a low blow. She's a senior and we're supporting her.
I'm not supporting the numbers.
You call me a senior too many times and you aren't getting help. All right.
All right, now the fun part is going to be how are we getting you up there?
Yeah, that would be fun. You can put me on the lift.
Hanger from the rat rod.
put her up on a rat rod and
It's
hang
like
down.
a scene from like Spy Kids of like just
All
like,
right. So this isn't the worst spot. When we get up here, that's where shit gets real.
All right, here.
If you
You
could
get to
find
hold.
me a ladder or something that I could lay across the roof,
Well, I have a ladder, but it's rather tall.
just like me.
you wish.
All right. Okay, so our house has had well water since we moved in. And one thing I've always had to work around is how do you get the well water stains off of your bathtub? And over the years, I've tried a whole lot of products. And this is the one that I have found works the best. And this is Wink Rust and Stain Remover. And I use this in my bathtubs on a regular basis just to keep them looking white like they should. And I know Allie was pretty upset about this roof. Go ahead. And there were talk of having to rip this Landau off. And I said, you know, just give me a shot at it before we rip the roof off of this. So, give me a photo of this one. See how sweet that is. Okay, so I'm using a little bit of the Wink, and I got steel wool. Now, put a little more on here because this is one of the worst spots. And here we go.
Probably be easier if you could actually reach it.
It probably would if I weren't, you know, straddled across the hood here.
Struggling at your whole 5'2".
Yes, I'm a very tall person, if you can tell. But, so that one's going to take a couple of coats to try and get it off because it's the worst. But you can see over here how nice and clean it's coming. So it definitely is a work in progress, and it's not something that you get fixed, you know, in 1 hour. It's going to take a little bit more, but I think it does a pretty good job. I know this bottom piece. Haley, do a pan on that bottom piece right there. You could see that piece that's closest to her, how good it looks. And I got to tell you, the whole thing looked like this. And you can see how bad this area is. And look how nice and clean this area is. So one thing we're realizing is after we get this cleaned, we're going to have to put a lot of conditioner on this roof so that it doesn't dry out the roof and such on it. But that's it. This is going to keep me busy for a while. So Stain Fighter Gee-Mom is signing off.
Yep, and we'll get a time lapse going. We'll get a time lapse going, and they can just watch you clean it up.
Okay, I guess that ain't coming off.
Yeah, do the best you can. This is like just a little behind the scenes. Holy crap. This top cleaned up crazy nice.
No, I'm just not good again.
Now, number one, we're using a cleaner to try and clean the excess off, get the rest of the wink off.
I really didn't expect it.
No, not at all. I mean, I always knew Guimon was good at this, but this is not what I expected. So I started pulling the interior out. We're going to see if we can get this stinking headliner out of the car and assess what's underneath all this rot. Oh my God, my fat ass isn't going to fit in here. See, this is the downside of, like, having a lift is like the greatest thing in the world. So this is like the biggest first world complaint I could ever have. But big cars don't fit in here. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to fit. Well, maybe if I was skinnier, we'd be doing better. Oh. All right. Oh, goodness. I was looking at some things, and the parts are near impossible, especially for a two-door. And it seems that a two-door Landau, in general, is a reasonably rare car. And then you add in, come on, and then you add in the color and the interior and this brown color. It's like this car is going to be a pain in the butt to get parts for. Now, fortunately, it's got a common Ford motor and has the typical FMX transmission, which I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know a lot about, because my highboy was a 4-speed. So I've never had to deal with an FMX trans. Ugh. Okay, slow and steady. Pull this out. Damn it. Ah. Hey, Beans. Yeah, so you know that whole sweeping the interior and making it look real pretty?
What?
You know that hole you swept the interior and make it look real good? Yeah, you're going to have to do that again. There's the smell. I need your help. Garbage.
I think I'm gonna keep it.
Okay. Hold on to that. Make sure you leave the bow in it. We need to try and keep these bows in order. So I don't know if you can get tape and maybe mark that as 1. Yes. And then the next one I hand you is going to be 2. I don't know if these are just like the 66, where they are like in a certain order, but I don't want to not mark them and then be screwed later. This is number 2. I'm going to get out. I'm going to get all this crap off of me. And then we can all laugh as my fat ass climbs in the back seat for round 3. Ugh. This is freaking gross. Oh, I got to pull the dome light out. Okay. I need to get out for a minute.
Smells worse in here now.
Huh?
So I think it smells worse in here.
All right. Some of this is going to get cut, even though I was trying for a template. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I am not built to be back here. I don't see the humor. You laughing that I'm fat?
No.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm not built to be back here, and you're going.
Well, I am.
I was thinking you were too tall for this because you're practically touching the. Can I just like put this back?
Well, let me get this out, and I will see if I actually fit in here. I'm going to bet that I don't. We're gonna have to take the head or these pieces out.
That's crunchy.
This is gross. Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to clean the car again.
No, I think it looks good just like this.
What? No headliner?
Don't have the stuff in the seat.
Ugh. I'm chewing on asbestos right now. What?
3. Ooh.
4, 5.
No, I need 3.
Oh, 3, 4. Oh my God. And here's 5.
5?
Yes. Come here. There you go. Oh, it's bad. Trying to save it for a pattern, but there ain't much left to pattern on that. No. Save it just to be safe. I think I'll be alright. So the clips are shaped like this. And the underside of the seat has a little bar on it that like locks into it. So what you're gonna be doing is pushing in and up. There you go. Well, the carpet needs to be removed from it, but go underneath and like separate the carpet. Yeah, I know. That came off way easier than I wanted it to, or expected it to. Now pull it out and up. Okay. Now, ooh, that don't look good. What's that? All right. Now, we're going to take this seat, we'll get it out of the car, and then we'll start going to the back, and then we'll clear up underneath it. See what's underneath that bitch. Sure. Oi. I said oi. But here's those little clips. If you look. Yeah, we're gonna have to pull a lot of this stuff out. So see how it has right here? The seat pushes into this and it clips back. So that's how you remove it.
I gotta push and pull.
Yep. Now we need to figure out what holds the bottom in here. We need a light. I don't know what these are.
Wires.
Yeah, but
To what? I don't know.
exactly. Well, that one's not connected like it should be. Maybe we did have mice in here at one point.
So we probably did.
Somewhere on the bottom of this seat, you'll find bolts. Probably looks like that one right there.
Okay.
That looks like a 7/16. So you're gonna want to get a 7/16 extension and ratchet.
That's really wet.
Well, yeah. The whole car's really wet. You get it? Beautiful. Oh, now we got one over here.
Feel free to let me know that I'm an idiot for driving my 57 Chevy in the a heavy frame. I've heard it all. They're so ugly.
That came off in pieces. Oh, half of it's there.
Came off in pieces.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, set it on the roof. Ow. Now, you should be able to pull back on the bottom of that.
Pull back on the bottom of it?
Yeah, you should be able to pull the bottom out. There you go. Now lift up. Up. Straight up. So like out a little bit and then straight up. You'll feel it release.
Pull out. Try go in the middle.
Up. Yeah, right in the middle. Grab it on each side and go straight up. Up. Straight up, not out. Up.
Up?
Up.
I am going up.
Need me to get in there and help?
No.
You sure?
No. You're supposed straight up.
Don't damage my seat.
Go straight up.
Yeah, don't damage the seat.
Go straight up.
Straight up.
It's going out.
Up.
Yeah, it's going out, not up.
Move over. It's probably just rusty and stuck. Because the... Oh, here. Oh. Now do the same on your side.
Just up.
Lift, wiggle, up.
Lift.
Yeah, give it a little wiggle because it's rusty. There you go. Up.
Well, the wiggle wasn't in the instructions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I put out one seat.
Surprisingly, this trunk feels pretty solid.
Well, we'll know if you fall through.
I know. Yeah, if my fat ass falls through it, we're gonna know that there's a problem.
Hi, Mom.
All right.
Look in the car.
Yeah. Well, there was wiring to the. Oh, yep. Those are speaker wire.
That's what I said.
All right. So these speakers are garbage.
No, I think we can still use them. What are we doing? They're probably with the carb that came off the Titanic. Yeah. You want to do it because I'm apparently a really bad camera person.
No, you'll learn. I need. All right. So.
Top looks nice.
Oh, doesn't it though? Yeah. All right. So I need.
My head.
Yeah, this is definitely a 4-body trunk. Look at this. My fat ass barely takes. Like I could literally crawl into the bottom of it.
Okay, so I can go.
Yeah, you could. Keys are in there, so you know when you have to get me out.
Maybe I don't want to get you out.
Then don't get me out. I'll sleep in here.
I'll give you a blanket.
Leave,
And a pillow.
leave me my phone and a charger. I'll be all right. So we need
24 hours in the back of the car.
we need to get these off. I'm not exactly sure what size they are.
Give me a guesstimate.
But someone was piddling around in the back seat of this. Because if we look, oh, that is not factory wiring. So someone somewhere was back here playing with the speakers. We definitely have to replace these speakers because they're scrap. So we'll find out what size they are and then we'll replace them. All right, Bean. In my toolkit.
Oh, that was me. Your battery's gonna die.
Okay.
Hey, it's coming up now.
All right. So now I need to get that one over there. We're definitely gonna have to replace those because I think those are the Titanic speakers too. All right, let me get flipped around. They're all breaking.
It's a little bit hard to record whenever you're on the way.
All right, so there's no point. 3 out of 4 broke, so there's no point in trying to save that one bolt. Okay, Okay, that panel should come out now.
Alright. While you get out of your coffin.
Oh, I'll stay in my coffin. It's fine. Just randomly see a camera sticking up. Hi. Will it lift and pull? There you go. Pull it. All right, so I went shopping upstairs in the fabric area of Mom's house. We found black carpet, which is very soft. This is like super plush carpeting. I don't know how well black's going to work in this car, but this is free. Well, I don't want to say it's free, because we did buy it, but we've had it around for 2 years now. I think we paid maybe $10 a roll. So we have that. We have this black also. Hoop. This is more of a standard style black. And then this one, which Cindy will flip up there, is about a perfect match for the floor in the trunk. The trunk was gray. And it's a softer material, but so the back piece is fine, but this bottom is dry rotted. So you can see like right here. So we can use this, which looks to be a similar color. Might not be exact, but it'll be close. So we can use that on the floor. Still use the back that covers the spare tire. And then we can use this in the floor to cover it up, because it's technically dark brown. Now it'll be black, but let me get a piece of the carpet that's shredding here. The whole back carpet is just like peeling apart here. Like it's all dry rot. So if we look at the darker material, it's not going to be an exact match, but it's not bad. I think the black might not look bad if we use good floor mats and stuff in it. For now. No, those are too light. Those are too light. But like, on the floor, would that look bad? I don't think that's going to look too bad. And here's the deal. This is free. So, for now, we're going to do black carpet in the car until such a time that we're able to get the actual color keyed carpet. But here again, it's not a catalog car. I found carpet. Carpet is $350, almost $400. So I would spend more on carpet for the floor than I did for the whole car. I think I'm going to fall under, it's better to save it than it is to worry about the color of the carpet. So we'll cut these, put them into place. At some point, we're going to have to get this seat out. Problem is, I need to be able to get the seat out. To do that, I have to get this damn thing to roll. And these are kicking my ass. So, well, it does have black on the dash and stuff, so it'll tie in. It'll be all right.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be good. And then we have some headliner material that might work. If not, we can buy some, but hey, if we can do it for free, we'll do it for free. But for now, we're going to let this air out and dry out because holy crap, this was all soaked. The back deck, we're going to have to make a piece of that. We do have different materials if we want to use something different to dress it up or whatever. But I'll have to get new 6x9s eventually if I don't have any laying around. I'll have to do new 6x9s to put in the back. Get that covered with a new panel. We used carpet in the back, which this is airing out. We used carpet in the back. We'll have the hanging carpet there. Won't be perfect, but it'll be better than it was. You know, I never thought about it. I wonder if this parking brake actually works. 'Cause I don't know if they ever used it. It moves. I wonder if that parking brake is... It has an automatic parking brake release. I remember hearing about that. I wonder if that parking brake is locked on. I'm gonna have to do some research tonight. Ugh. So I'm gonna go do some research. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not 100% conclusive, but the fact that the video blew up on this car is insane to me. I was not planned for this. I was not prepared for so many people watching this car that I don't have any parts here. I didn't order any parts. It's right before Christmas, so I don't really want to spend for parts because I got to get my kids stuff. But we'll get this stuff as best we can. We'll do as much as we can budget free. I know I'm going to have to get a new gas tank for this thing. Aside from that, I'd like to try and not spend any money if I can, or very little. This carpet helps a lot. And then we did find some fabric for the headliner, and we did find some fabric that'll probably go in the back here. So that'll save us some money. Eventually, I'll get a set of speakers to drop in here. Again, not a huge deal. We'll get to it eventually. I did notice that the brake light works, which means the brake light switch is probably stuck on it. So we'll have to do that. We'll have to go over all the lights and everything and see what works, what doesn't, what we got to do. But you know what? It runs. The transmission goes into gear. So we're at a point now where it runs. It looks good. We need to get it to move. So we're going to screw around with these rear drums. Get this thing so it'll move. I'll go over the brakes on it. And then I'm also wanting to run some numbers. Eventually I want to get a Marty report on this car because I actually think it's kind of rare. I can't even find another car in this color online. Well, let me take that back. I found one on YouTube. It's a 4-door that another guy has. It's LTD. I don't know. It's just some like LTD channel. But he has one. It's the same color, but it's a 4-door with the same color top. His has a different interior though. So I'm kind of curious to know how many are like this. How many were built? How many were built with this glow color? It's kind of cool. Really cool. So I also want to pull some numbers off the rear end so I can see what rear gear this has. You know, just trying to learn about it. Until the next one, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all here. I appreciate all my new people. Until the next one, we'll see you on the flip side. Oh.